everyone! Today I'm doing quite a modest pencil haul. On Jackson's I got two different things here, which you'll see in a minute, of course. But let's talk about Blackwing Matte first. These are the pencils I have been eyeing since last year, and I really wanted to get a box. I couldn't find to buy them sort of buy one pencil, and they are really beautiful in my opinion. And yeah, they have been out of stock on Jackson's most part of, I think, this year and last year, so they have been very difficult to get hold of. I was just about, before I placed an order on Jackson's, I was about to order them on Amazon, but I'm glad I didn't, because they were about 12 or 13 pounds, Great British pounds, more expensive on Amazon than on Jackson. So yeah, the thing with them, you might think it's a bit much to pay for 12 pencils, but for me, you know, once you divide the price by 12, it's actually quite reasonable, and they are a beautiful pencil to look at. And I think 12 is a good price that you get in there. So here is the pencil. You need to sharpen them. That's how they always come. The only one I purchased before was this Blackwing 3, but I don't like the graphite in this one. I wanted a soft one, and I use this pencil mainly to write with, like making notes or something. But yeah, so the good thing about these is that the eraser is replaceable. I also bought some, I think, pink erasers, if I'm not mistaken, maybe yellow, I'm not sure, like a backup. And once you're done with these, you just replace them. But obviously, the good thing is you can just clip them as you go, as you're using it up, and use it right to the last little bit. As you're clipping them in, it will be holding it in place. And yeah, I love that. And actually the eraser itself is really good. Traditionally, you know, those I'm trying to see if I have one. No, actually I don't. Those kind of regular pencils that you get, if there is a eraser at the end, it's usually not good at all. So the eraser with the Blackwing pencil is pretty great. You can read up on the history of them. They basically have been used and loved by graphic designers and sort of people that do illustrations and architects, that sort of a thing. And they have been like a staple on the desk. I mean, it's a beautiful pencil to look at. It's super elegant, but also the writing experience is also quite pleasant from what I have seen and heard. And yeah, these pencils, they have been discontinued due to some cost-cutting measures in the 90s, and people were still so desperate for these pencils that they were, you know, happy to go to eBay and pay something like it says here, $40 up to $40 for a single pencil. I mean, that's desperate measures, but that's how much this pencil was valued and loved by many people. And so I think someone bought out this brand and you know, basically made them come back in 2010, and there you go. There comes the Blackwing bag. These are made in Japan, so the quality is superb. And it says here, crafted with California incense, cedar, and Japanese graphite. So let me... Yeah, it has the wood has a little cedar scent to it, which is quite pleasant. So yeah, there you go. Those are the pencils. So I'm going to try it out on camera. I'm going to just sharpen it quickly. I'm so excited to have this in my studio. I might share a couple of pencils with my husband and my son, but I'm not sure if my son would appreciate this pencil just yet. So let's try out the pencil. So it's quite soft. I love the sharp point you can get here. and it would make lovely illustration because it's so soft and smooth. Actually, the thinnest line I'm achieving with it reminds me very much of a let me just get one of those pencils, because it never gets like blunt, it's always at the thin point, and so it's doing quite well for a soft pencil. It's not sort of going into butter and very thick lines. I mean, now we're getting thicker lines, but you see, to get here, it went all the way. So let me just continue. I'm pressing quite nicely here, getting to a thicker line. I'm not rotating my nib at this point because I want to see how thick and strong the line could get. And let's just do a bit of a, yeah, it's really beautifully soft, gorgeous pencil. That's my kind of a graphite. So yeah, if you were after these black wings, what you could do as well, if you fancy, is maybe share the cost with your friends, like buy, I think this went down, let me just check on my price point. So I think I paid £25 and they were available on Amazon for 37. So yeah, £25. If you divide it by 12, it's quite reasonable per pencil. So what you could do is share a few pencils between a few friends of yours, and then that way, you know, it wouldn't be feeling a little bit painful to pay £25 for a box of graphite pencils. But this is not your average pencil, just trying to explain. So this is the Blackwing 3, and I'll just show you as a difference. It's a lot harder and you can get lines, but it just doesn't feel the same. In fact, I will sharpen it. So you can see the line here was about this thickness. This comes out a lot more darker because it's a softer lead. And here is the thinnest line. So it's great for detail, but I have to say the experience of this softer pencil I prefer a lot more. The lines come out less crisp, I find. So yeah, I'm so happy I got the soft one finally. Okay, so that's my Palomino pencil in soft. Now let's try, I think I'm going to keep it like that, my most used brush for like swatches, my fan brush, which I generally keep together with the Luminance pencils, and the Palomino. I think that makes a good trio because I use these very, very often, or I will be using the Blackwing very often as well. Just in case you wonder, this is the Molten Sea Salt Flakes, which in my opinion is the best sea salt if you're a foodie. Okay, let's move on to the other goodie. There is an attractive or more attractive way of unwrapping these things, which is getting a knife, but I don't feel like getting up from my desk to do that. So let's just unwrap it as we do Christmas presents. There we go. So what's inside is not the content, because Jackson's recycle a lot of their packaging, which is great. So if you get something you didn't order, don't be surprised. And here are, can you guess? I don't remember if I told you in the beginning of the video what they were, but if not, I wonder if you could guess. There we go. I got a few more colours, I think 7. Yeah, 7 more colours from the beautiful Caran Luminance pencils. So basically I got one backup here, so that's the pink white, and I shall keep my backup somewhere separate. It started raining outside. It's quite nice and pleasant when it's light rain. So a backup for that pencil. And then these are new colors, I hope, because I do have a tendency to order once in a while the same pencil that I have, and the only pencil I was questioning is this sepia color, which I believe that's right. I didn't have it. So I had sepia 10%, I didn't have the sepia 50% yet, and the others are all new. So these are colors that I wanted to add as a lip color or like blush, that sort of a thing. So let's give them a little swatch. So here is the order that I will swatch them in. Let's see. So we have Cornaline. Now I wanted another orange. The only orange I had so far, or close to orange colors, were these 3. So we have apricot, terracotta, and natural russet. So we didn't really have, well, I didn't really have like a true orange. And that color looked quite inviting. So let's swatch it out. It's an orange but with a hint of muted to it. It's rich, it's like a kind of like a marmalade, orange marmalade color. It's got a gold hint to it. It's got a, even I'd go as far as saying it has a little bit of like terracotta or natural russet hint to it. Kind of, it's not a flat color. It's one of those colors that the pigment distributes a very beautiful complex kind of color. So yeah, it's gorgeous. Then we have Permanent Red. Now I do have a red which I absolutely adore, and it's the Scarlet, but I wanted more of a red that leans towards an orange, like a tomato red, which would be basically more this color here. So let's swatch that out. Oh yes, this is a very beautiful color as well. Again, does not look flat at all. Beautiful. Then we have Purple Red. Not a typical color I would go for, I'd have to admit. However, I didn't have a lip color this in this shade, in the Luminance, and I do fancy sometimes this kind of plum fuchsia type of a concoction. And then we have Ultramarine Pink. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the color that Natasha Newton has shared in one of her latest videos at the time of me swatching these out, which might be a week or 2 from the time that you get to see it. But I think, yeah, that's the color that looked quite nice. Again, not a color I would naturally fancy, but I kind of had an idea for this color. And when it comes to pinks, magentas, I don't even have anything close to magenta. So plum wise, crimson, aubergine type of a color, but not really. Pink wise, I have a few which are all kind of very light, as you can see. So that is the new addition to those colors. Then we have light aubergine. Now that seems like a purple, which is my least favorite color group, and as far as purples come, I don't really have a single color here that's a purple, but because it's an aubergine, I'm kind of, this is so smooth, by the way. It's a good pencil. All of them so far very smooth, but this one feels the smoothest out of all of them at the minute. So this one is not a purple. This is more of a, like a sepia grayish taupe, I want to say. And it's quite nice. It is a really beautiful color. And then finally we have here sepia 50%. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. So yeah, this is a very much sepia color, which is quite good to have to deepen other colors or creating shadows. So here they are in all the glory. Let me title them and come back. And I think underneath I might just swatch a couple more colors that I already have here, just to keep a little note for myself of the colors that are within the color group that I already have. Plus it might be very useful for you to see comparison of those other oranges that I have versus the colors that we have here, oranges, reds, or purples, or pinks, whatever it is, lilacs, etc. So see you in a minute.